Whoops. Oh, I'm live. Hello, hello, everybody. Let's see here. Chat rules. Please, please be over the age of 17 and please be kind to one another. Enter. Hello. Pop out chat, move it over there. Talking myself through the steps. And make that smaller. Not that small. And bigger. Hello, Kim. I saw your message that you got it handled, whatever it was. I am so glad. And I am sorry that I was not there to be of assistance. Hello, Daryl Lynn. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or whatever it is. Whoops, where you are. Trying to figure out what direction I need to go there. Everything is opposite. You're in Maine. In Maine, so we're on the same time, yeah? Or, yeah, we're on the same time. Eastern Standard Time. I'll bet it's gorgeous in Maine at this time of the year. And you have a book, and the paper feels like construction paper, and I don't know how to get your pencils to work. Oh boy, what are you trying? Are you trying that the Prismacolors? Hi, Elizabeth. And hello, Mona. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to see you all on this gorgeous, wonderful, sunny, dry, thank goodness, summer day. I'll tell you what, I have had a heck of a week. I was not sure I was going to make it today because it has, I have, of course, in addition to, whatever cough I have developed because of the fact that I smoke, I am also really allergic to mold and mildew. And we've had a week of rain and hot. And that, of course, means just so much mold and so much mildew in the air. And I have just had a miserable week. But I'm much better the last couple days. So nothing is working. In that case, I would hesitate to say don't use pencils on it. But is there a way, Kim, that you can put it onto cardstock? I don't know if you have a printer. I mean, at least that way you could actually get to color the pages with pencils. Otherwise, about the only thing I could recommend would be to switch to a different kind of medium, like either an Inktense um, uh, or a marker or something along those lines. And okay, good. You'll never, Kim, even though technically it's a breach of copyright, as long as you aren't making those copies and passing them around, um, as an artist and speaking only for myself, I can tell you that I would have absolutely no issue if you wanted to, if the paper isn't colorable with the medium that you need, um, and you need to copy it onto cardstock, do it, just do it. And just don't tell anybody that you did. you know? And hello, all the people who are coming in the door and saying hi. Robin, hello. And Leah, hello. And let's see here, Leah Smeets and and anybody else that is here, hi, 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 and I wanted to show you the colors that I chose for the bottom of this. I just basically pulled the colors from up here. I pulled a navy blue in, um, you know, continued with my orange, and then of course for my hearts, rather than going red, I decided to go gold and the ocean blue, and I think it makes a very nice look. Faithful Mass, hello and welcome, welcome, my dear. It's lovely to see you. Mm. And there is a new, I got to point this out because I'm just so thrilled with it. I have a subscriber, and I just this week made a connection between who she is with a real name and her username. And so I had to laugh at myself because I thought they were two different people. But at any rate, she suggested to me, because I've been watching these homesteading channels, and I absolutely love Homestead Heart. And if you, like me, have started following Homestead Heart, they got bees this week, and it's so funny. It is just so funny. Um, um, it's serious, but it's funny. Mrs. Homestead Hart is just a delightful human being. They both are, but watching them working with the bees and all of this is just wonderful. Now, the other channel, though, that I have now become a faithful watcher of is called Whippoorwill Holler. And I, I'm just, I just am so enamored of these folks. They are from Arkansas. They were high school sweethearts. They're now in their late 50s, and they both work for the school system, and they live in the woods in a cabin that they built, and they have made a homestead. And they are just full of doing it the old, keeping the old ways alive, but with a modern twist. In other words, they've got power, and but like she's got all these modern conveniences that she has bought at the Goodwill or at a yard sale. Hang on. Things like an immersion blender. I love that because I've been looking at immersion blenders for years. It never occurred to me to find a good price on one at the thrift store. So I just love, it doesn't have to be brand new, as long as it works and it gets the job done. And they grow their own, they grow a lot of their own food. But she's really good at making down home country food that is not low fat by any means, but looks really, really yummy. And anyway, so we've got that I just talked about. And I also knew this week in the studio, hi, Barb. You know, I Kim, I do too, but I never go out to them. I guess, I don't know, probably because I just never go out, but um but yeah. Well, and I also I never also, I mean, I really, at my age, there is just isn't anything that I haven't been able to do without. In other words, rather than have an immersion blender, I go really old school. I have a potato masher, so that kind of thing. Uh, Hello, Barb Singer. And I love my potato masher. It's a great one. Um, Not very old, but works really well. Um, I saw this over on, because y'all remember that I got, and I don't even know where it is now, but I got Sacred Animals by Lydia Hess, and I won it on A Colorful Life. Well, Anne also showed Sacred Angels that she had ordered from Book Outlet, and she didn't like it. I love it, but I went ahead and ordered it from Book Outlet because I do love it. And y'all know I'm not a religious kind of soul, but I love these particular. I love the drawings. I love the angels. I love that there are alternate sort of meanings over here because these are all from the Old Testament. So like the Archangel Michael, which of course slaying the dragon, most of us would recognize as St. George. And when my son got married, I couldn't afford to get a new dress, so I went to Goodwill. Exactly, exactly, Kim. Believe me, when I went back to work the first time, uh, which was in 2007, I didn't have any money to buy a new wardrobe, a new work wardrobe. So I went to Goodwill and I bought like 3 suits, skirt, jacket suits for like $6 each. And I still had a couple of really nice blouses. And then I bought like 2 or 3 pairs of pants. And, so for like under $20, I had an entire wardrobe to wear to work every week. And it worked just fine until I made enough money to buy clothes again. Hello, Shara, and welcome, welcome. Your son found an authentic Louis Vuitton at Goodwill. Exactly, exactly. Um, so anyway, I'm not going to flip through this entire book because Anne did it, but I love it. I really do. Guidance, which is the Archangel Gabriel. Um, And I love the way that Lydia has drawn these more like, they're definitely in the woodcut style of art. Um, but I think that they make absolutely tremendous stained glass window look art. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I hope it's yours. I hope he gave it to you for keeping a roof over his head. Renewal, which is the uh, wait, didn't we already have Raphael? No, that was Gabriel. So this is Raphael. Uh, Jophiel? I can never pronounce this one. Jophiel. Illumination. This is the one I want to color. So, yep. I once again, I have been to Goodwill to donate things, but I haven't. He still has it. You think Louis Vuitton is fugly? Uh, I'm not much for the pattern. I think personally, I think it's a little. Um, well, no, you know what? I'm confusing it with Yves Saint Laurent. Uh, the YSL is the one that I don't much care for the pattern on. Um, Coach. Okay, I know I think I actually have a Coach bag somewhere that I got, I think, at a Goodwill. um, but that was a long time ago. Um, and I love this one. Absolutely love this one, the mermaid. So maybe we could do the mermaid. She's intuition. I like that. Hello, Michelle. Nice to see you. And Sue and all the other people that are here. Okay, so we have a choice. I can either do this with Inktense, or I can do this with the Sargent Arts. Now, this is my drawing, of course, that I drew. And I don't know which one you guys would like me to do. I'm perfectly happy doing either. Now, I did tell one of my viewers that I was going to use the pan pastels in Kirby's newest book today. And I can't do it. I'm just not feeling it. I tried to get it set up and it just didn't want to work for me. So I have dropped back 10 yards and I am going to hunt and say it's either going to be this one or this one. And if this, it's Inktense. If this, it's pencils. And then I'll put this back because it's so pretty to look at. And I just want to show this off again because every time I look at it, I like it more. This, of course, is another one of my drawings. So for those of you who might be new here, this is one thing that I've drawn. Here's another, and here's another. These are all for my next new book. So, and thank you to all the people who have been making purchase diamond painting. You want me to do diamond painting? I can do that, Elizabeth. Oh, you think not? I have one right here that I am working on right now. Uh, it's on my wonderful light board that Shara sent me. Um, Whoops, sorry. That's the camera. That's the camera reacting to that. Anyway, so I've got Inktense. I've got Inktense. Okay, we've got Inktense. So I should know better, right? I should know better. You guys, you can learn pencils from anybody. I am I am the reigning Inktense queen. Okay. Well, I just happen to be prepared. You know, I love to pull the ribbon whenever I can. Now, I will tell you that this ribbon, it looks blue, but it's not. It's actually dark purple. That tells me that the color is way off on this camera. Let me, are you guys seeing it as blue or are you seeing it as purple? Oh, I'm sorry, Corolla. All right, so everybody is seeing it as blue. Not the brightness. Do. Interesting. Interesting. Hang on, I'm going to restore the auto defaults. And that doesn't do it. So now I'm going to take this. Oh, well, it's looking a little more purple. Yeah, it did make it brighter. Okay, well, hang on. What I really need to do is get everything else out of the way. But it never occurred to me that I could use this as a way to tell if the color is good or not. But I'm just having I am not having a good time with this. White balance. See, I don't want to pull it into the blue. Wait, I had it right there. That's what I have to do. Pull the autofocus off. All right. We're just going to have to go with that. All right. So, what color for our little mermaid? I don't know. I do like the fact, I kind of like the fact that she's like wearing clothes. I know that, yes. Inktense comes as, wait, Inktense is pencils, Michelle, but they are ink pencils. They're not, they're basically, well, here, I'll show you. I'll show you. We're going to use purples and blues. So peacock blue, a iris blue, a deep rose. All right, so I'll show you what they are and how they work. Just trying to think of how I want to do this and what colors I want her to be. I don't know what I want. I want a new brain. Give me a new brain, please. No? I can't have a new brain? Oh, no. Okay. Hello, Gary. And hello to anybody that is working and lurking or that I may not have said hello to. Okay. So let's take just a quick look at the colors that I did pick. So I've got the dark aquamarine. Now that's over here, and it is sort of a dark blue. I think what I want is the green aquamarine. So, yeah. So I've got the green and the dark aquamarines. Maybe I'll take the blue out so I don't confuse myself. The dark aquamarine. Yeah. All right. Then I've also got the iris blue, which is a lighter blue. And I've got the peacock blue to sort of go with it, which is a darker blue. And then I've got my range of purples and my green aquamarine. So the way that Inktense works is just like this. We're going to come along the inside. Let's say I want this area in here to be the darkest blue. So I'm going to very lightly, because you don't need very much. And if you are new to Inktense, what is the number one thing that you will do? You will lay down too much pigment. Even I do it, and I'm not new to them anymore. So let me, hang on, I gotta pull up the camera control, close that lady out, move this down so that you can actually see what I'm working on. Adjust the autofocus. There we go. And so this side is the light, it's established, the light is coming from up here above this girl in the water. So this area would be the darkest. So you want your darkest blues down here. And then I'm going to lighten up on my pigment as I'm coming in just a little bit. So I've used a darker bit out here, although I'm really just letting the weight of the pencil, not pressing on it at all. So doing that down there. And then I can use my iris blue, which is a different blue, and lay that color in here. And even put a little bit of it over the dark that I've already put in. Now, the same thing is going to hold true on this side, because, I mean, she is sort of a shimmering blue mermaid, but this is an area, because whatever this leafy fin thing is, it is above the swoop of her tail. So all the places to the inside of there are going to be a little bit darker, and you can go a little darker with your pigment on the inside, but keep it lighter coming to the outside. And that's going to be a contrasting color right there. So that's why I'm not just coming along the edge. Once again, this is furthest away from the light. So it can be slightly darker. And then as we come up toward the light, we'll change to that lighter blue. And it'll be darker to the inside, and then just super, super light here to the outside. Sorry about that. I didn't realize the page was bouncing up and down like that. Well, I don't know that I'm an expert, but I use them an awful lot, and I love them. And so now I kind of know how they're going to act. But that said, you know, even at that, I still, you know, mess up and use too much pigment. All right, now this, of course, is a water brush, and Inktense is water activated. So I like to go slow I've got a watercolor type. Now, of course, the thing that makes Inktense different than watercolors is that it's permanent, and once it's been water activated, you can't really move it. You can't lift it off. Like watercolors, once you go back and add additional water to watercolors, you can soak quite a bit of it off the page. That is not true with Inktense. And a water brush, by its very nature, is a very light form of putting down water. And so you shouldn't have any problem with peeling of paper, even in your Amazon books or anything like that. I use Inktense all the time in my Amazon, because I publish with Amazon my coloring books, so I don't have any problem with it. Now this is just a first coat, and as we kind of move along with it, we'll deepen and we'll make the colors deeper and richer. I am turning it just so that I can get in here. Plus it gives you a bit of a different angle. So now I'm working it light to dark and just trying to do one stroke. And if you get a little bit to the outside, don't worry about it. You're not going to notice it. I went out of the lines just a little bit, but I can fix that when I'm, whatever color I'm using on the background water. It obviously won't be blue. So that's, this I'm not happy with. That's okay, but I'm also going to be adding some more greens. Now, the key to layering with Inktense is you have to wait for it to dry. Yes, exactly. That is a really good point, Faithful Mess. Faith. I wish I knew your real name. Um, but you can switch it out for a Tombow blender pen, because the Tombows are a water-based pen, and it's great. The only thing that you really avoid is scrubbing. You don't want to scrub. Okay, so now, because I use blues in here, I am going to use reds and am I? No, I'm going to use greens in there. I'm going to use greens in there. I'm going to say purple for her wings. Okay, so I don't want the spring green. I want the apple green, which is my favorite. I want a dark, no, what I want is the mallard green. Give me the mallard green, please. Oh, for pity's sake, there it is. Okay, so down here, ooh, I like the mallard green because it is a very blue green. I have to watch out because I get in the zone on this, and and I'll go for days without saying something. Which works for me, but it isn't very good for a live show. Sorry, I keep bouncing the paper on you. Let's see. Maybe a little bit down in here. And maybe a little bit sort of down in there. And once again, this is just a first coat. So this is the apple green. And I will look up at chat in just a second. You ordered a new one, but arrived Thursday. Oh, yeah, I was just, as a matter of fact, I was just thinking about, as I've got one water brush that has quit on me, so. But I checked my, and thanks to you guys, ordering stuff last week, I've got, I mean, in another couple months, there'll be some Amazon money coming too. So it's wonderful. You know, we independent artists, we count all those little revenue streams, our Amazon affiliate tags and all of those types of things. I don't know. I sure hope that this is showing up for you guys the way that I'm hoping that it is. Maybe I'll put you down there a little further. I have to be careful because that puts the microphone right in front of my face and I don't want to shout at you. Because the microphone is in the camera. Okay, so there is that. And I could, but I don't think I will. I was thinking about making that red and orange, but I think that would just be like gilding the lily. So maybe I will just, and I don't really want to make it purple. I wonder what would happen if I made it blue. If I made it I can always change it. If I don't like it, if I just go straight, just nice light blue on the outside. Just pretty much brushing in just a tiny bit of the blue pigment. And you don't have to be exact with where you're putting your pigment down. You don't have to fill in every little corner because the Inktense will actually float for a little bit and you can spread it around. But then what if I did the teal or the dark blue maybe? What if I did the dark blue? To the inside. Would that make it look like one piece? Too late now because I've already done it. I don't always have great ideas, but sometimes I make them workable. And if you do a color and you decide you don't like it, layer a different color on top of it and it will disappear. But wait until it's dry before you try and change a color or do a repair. Because what the damages the paper is going over it a bunch of times. It isn't the water, it's the friction. And the next question is, do they bleed through? And the answer is usually no. They don't bleed through. They do occasionally shadow the back side of your paper, but they don't usually bleed through. All right, so that I may change that up. It's going to dry a lot later, but here is the fact that it may buckle it just a tiny bit, but certainly not enough to worry about. And if you don't, if you really need to, go ahead and put your, well, I would advise doing it anyway, putting your plastic down. All right, so let me come back up just a little bit so you can see how that works. And I can look and see, well, hello, Heather. And yeah, well, now this one I love. This one has been really, really good. But I've had the absolute opposite problem. Well, I shouldn't really say that. That's not really true. For reasons I don't understand, my favorite little brush has stopped working. I cannot get any water to come out, and I know it's probably clogged up, but I don't know how to unclog it. So, bye, Sue. And it's lovely to see you, Heather. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so, excuse me. Now, I also could pull the green into the tail. So I think I might do that. And I am being a little more aggressive with the lay down of the color on this because I want it to be darker. Here I was just sort of color mapping a little bit, trying to decide if these two colors work well together. I'm not real happy with it. I think that rather than this pale blue, that I may want to utilize more of a green color. So for instance, I may put a layer of the apple green on there and see how that does, but I have to wait till that dries before I do that. So I think that may be the way I'll get around that, the fact that I don't like it. Okay, and this is the green aquamarine. Wait. Yeah, this is the green aquamarine. So not a color I've used yet. So I'm adding a little bit of that, even though it's different than any of the colors I've used yet. Because I'm still going to be able to tie it in with the darker blue, the peacock blue. Up here. So we'll see how this goes for a first coat. See, now I should have brushed off between those two brush strokes because I got this too dark. But that's okay. Life will not end because I got it too dark. I love the way that works. It is just magic on the page. I would also, excuse me, advise that if you have never tried Inktense, do not go out and invest in the 72 pencil set. Buy the 12 pencil set. There is literally no color that you cannot make with that 12 pencil set. If you know anything about blending colors. I wanted this in here to be darker a little bit because it's the line between the two fins. So I blended that. See, now I'm getting, this is getting, I've got too much of the blue pigment up here. So I'm going to brush off between so I don't lose any more of that green. And I'm just wiping off between every downward stroke. Love it. Okay. Can watercolors be used with Inktense? Yes. Inktense first, then your watercolors. Because otherwise, your watercolors will be lifted when you go over the Inktense. Oh, Leah, no worries. No worries at all. Was there a question that you needed answered? You have the 37 set, but have to practice a lot before you buy the 72 set. And by the way, Leah, you never have to worry about your English not being good here, because not only do we read typo, but we ask. We ask what you mean. Uh, oh, you want to know if that's a question? No, no question. Okay. All right. Now I get it. Never mind. Never mind. I get it. I get it. Um, uh, and what? And it's just that, if you already know that you love them, then by all means buy them. Absolutely buy them. But if you don't know that you love them, then then definitely save your money until you're sure that you do. Uh, but I, of course, can't imagine anybody not loving them. Okay, so now I am going to do uh, the top of her. I want to be, yeah, I think I want this to be the lighter blue. I think I want her to be a lighter blue. So I'm going to start up here with just a very light, light blue. Yeah, this is the iris blue. And I can always add a darker blue in later, but this is, she's intended to be light, but this is somewhat darker and away. I really like the way that green aquamarine looked. So I am going to come out from here where her arm is. And from here where it's away from the light, um, maybe a little bit there, sort of underneath that, where that doohickey is. All right, so let's add a little bit more. Because I can always add more color later, but I cannot take it away. Oh no. Oh, you know what the sound of that was, right? I dumped dumped one on the floor. Now that normally that wouldn't seem so bad, except of course you don't want to crack the cores. Seems odd to have a mermaid. Well, she's a mer angel. Which is why she's so modest. Thank you, Donna. Thank you very much. Yeah, those thumbs up are very, very helpful. What they do during a live stream, so you guys know, what thumbs up do during a live stream is actually have it pop up on more recommended windows as people who are interested in coloring that might not normally come here on Sundays are coming on to YouTube. Excuse me. Okay. I'm liking it. I really like the way that tail came out. I really do. I can take or leave this this light area inside these pins, but I like that tail. And wait, call the law someone. Hello. What, Kim? Pencil abuse. Oh yeah, no kidding. Oh, let me go get it before the cat drags it off. Oh. Y'all know she's about half jealous of my pencils to begin with, so because they take my attention away from her. All right. So now I want to do a little bit on the wings. So I do want to make sure that I have some good purples so that I am not unhappy with my results. And should they be golden wings? Oh dear, they probably should, huh? Yeah, I think they probably should. They should be golden wings. So we're going to pull the mustard. Mustard, you say? Yes. Mustard gold. Mustard. There's the mustard. And, oh, you know, I love that golden yellow. Those ones are almost always going to make it into my coloring no matter what. And then there's the amber, which also usually makes it in because it is just one of those colors. Okay. And the cadmium yellow. I need the cadmium yellow. Oh. Yep. Okay, so you know I always have at least 4 or 5 pencils in my hands. Hello, Loretta. Nice to see you, my dear. I've been missing you. Okay, and you lurk away, no problem. What did I say? Okay, the amber. I'm going to use the amber down here, close to her back, which is where, of course, she wouldn't be getting any light from up above. And here a little bit, because she's got a double layer of wings. Maybe throw a little bit out here. Just by way of sort of marking out those wings. Now I've got the mustard, which is a very gold color. And I'm just, excuse me, not going to go very far with it. And I'm using about medium weight to just to control it a little bit. And now I've got the golden yellow. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just getting lighter as I go out toward the ends. And I'm even just going right over those same colors. And then I've got the cadmium yellow, which is the lightest. Well, good. I'm glad, Donna. I'm assuming that you're talking about this. Oh, your new pup is trying to figure out how your voice is coming out of your hand. Oh my goodness. Oh, and that's what Donna is going. That's what she can picture clearly. Okay. Never mind. Hey, hello, pup. Hello, new pup. Can't quite figure out where my voice is coming from. All right, so now I've got a hopefully perfectly colored wing. We'll see. We shall see what we shall see. Trying to turn my little painty cloth here to a side that's not quite so gross for you guys, because you know once they get used a lot, they look pretty raggedy. So I'm just doing the outside first because it is this light yellow. All right, now just want to pull, I don't want to pull so much of it, but while it's wet, it just sort of floats into each other. That's why I'm pulling from first one side and then going to the dark side and then just brushing off and letting those two sort of blend right into each other. And if it turns out that it's not, when we let it dry, if it's not dark enough on the inside, you can always switch it up for a light brown. Maybe add a layer of the tan, which is another just sort of step into the gold darker. You just work it until you get what you want. But be sure always, 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 before you add more color or try to change a color, what's the golden rule? Make sure it's dry. So if you are working on one part and you need to let it dry, go work on another part. Or get up and find something else to do. If you are, one of those that can't move one part until you finish the part you're working on, then just get up and walk away from it. Go do something else for a few minutes. It's just paper. It will dry relatively quickly. If you've got a hair dryer, you can, you can blow it. Don't overheat it. Don't start a fire. If you have a heat gun, you can use that. But once again, same caution. Don't start a fire. Just don't start a fire. And if you did it right, you have a perfectly cut, or you have a wing that might have come out okay the first time. Amber or mustard is great for gold too. That's what these are. That's what these are. That's what I used. I used amber, mustard, golden, and cad. It's sort of a 4-step process there. See here, 3 sugars, 1 milk. Yeah, I love, because see, these are the colors. These are the mustard and the amber, guys. So you can see how gold those are. They're wonderful. And then see the tan? It's just a step further into the brown than the amber. And oh, no problem at all. What, Heather? I think you're paying attention to every word that I say. You're probably sitting there working on something. And everybody, Heather is really good with Inktense as well. Color and felt healthy. Color and felty. What? Color and felty. Why'd you do that? It used to be Heather Color and Felt, didn't it? Or something. Anyway, and then, of course, if you really want to dude it up, I could, later on when it's dry, I could actually use something like gold glitter on it, or I've even got the acrylic extreme glitter paint. Oh, because you have an influx of Heathers. Okay. Did it get too confusing? All right. Now, I am no good at skin. And I think, Heather, you will even agree with me that there is no good alternative for skin in the Inktense set. So this, however, is a mermaid, and she doesn't have to be skin colored. She could be. Yeah, she should be skin colored. So let's do this. I will go to a marker. She can be purple. Oh, actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Yeah, you know what? Wait a minute. Wait just 1 minute. Let's do the other wing first. Let's do the other wing first. Then we can decide on what color we want for her. Hang on, let me have a sip of coffee. Or green. Yep, she could be green. She could be any one of those colors. All right, there's my amber. Okay. Once again, back to the, oh, let's see here. Okay. Okay, so what I'm just simply coloring a little bit, just like I said, along this line between the two petals. And then here, because she's got an arm that's up, this can be darker right here. We'll make our amber, and then our mustard. I love this mustard color. It could also be that mustard yellow, or what I call spicy mustard, is the only yellow that I can wear. As a redhead, I just look terrible in yellow. So NASA has apparently decided that there is something wrong with the astrological symbols, and so they've set all the dates differently, and now, of course, they've attempted to make me a different zodiac sign than my zodiac sign is, and here's what I have to say for that. Phooey. Phooey. I am an Aries, period. End of explanation. I identify as an Aries. I am an Aries. And if NASA doesn't like it, that's just too darn bad. Hi, Kenny. Say what? She's very reptile-like. Who what? Oh, no problem, Kenny. Yeah, apparently, Donna. Yeah, apparently they have. There is a. They've added another. They've added another zodiac symbol. Sometime in October. It falls, and October or November, I don't remember. But it's changed everybody's zodiac signs. And for about half the people, they say, oh, well, that's perfect because that explains a lot. And for the other half of the people, they're going, oh, heck, no way. No problem, Thomas. Welcome. Yeah, nothing is safe. Even the zodiac isn't safe. All right, so now coming in once again. You can tell when I'm feeling it. I sort of go for it in bigger blocks, bigger chunks. I need to be a little more careful. Make sure I'm not going, over an area too many times. All right. There we go. So let's zoom back out just a little bit. And see where we're at. It's an angel. It's a mermaid angel called Intuition. And yes, that's the one, Donna. But worry not, your identity and your horoscope will remain the same. NASA has confirmed that not only does it not have the power to change the signs, it also has no desire to do so. Well, good. Well, in that case, then, see, I told you there was nothing to worry about. Has it really been, really? That's cool. Yeah, all they really apparently said was that the zodiac calendar had missed a constellation or a time period or something like that. And based upon, bigger, better telescopes. And, Thomas, it is called Sacred Angels by Lydia Hess. And isn't it pretty? It's got some very, very pretty. I love this one that she did a Frida Kahlo it's called Clarity, and it's Frida Angel. I love that. So there are simple. I like this one. This one's called Amity, which is basically another word for friendship, so or fellowship. So I also love this drawing. I love this, this wood block style. I really do. Anyway, okay. Now I don't know exactly how I'm going to handle the light, but let's work on just a little bit of the. Oh, I know what I want. Yeah, all right, that's what I want to do. Green aquamarine. I want the teal or the mallard green, and that's what I need to do. So this is the apple green, and I'm going to go just sort of around there, leaving that one. Oops, let me zoom me back down. leaving that one a little bit light. Yowza. And then I'll go for the mallard green. In the little maybe underneath the arm. And between the little scales. And then the apple green. This is where it pays to actually sharpen your pencil. But I don't like to sharpen them until I absolutely, positively cannot find an edge that I can use. And we are not there yet. All right, so so that leaves that just that little bit lighter, which I like. So there's the blue. Just touching those dark areas first. So that way I can tap the lighter areas in. Because when you're dealing with a little tight area like that, it's hard to get your colors to blend together without everything just turning into one, one monochromatic color. So you just tap with your brush. The dark areas first. And then tap off. And go back to your light areas. Tap those in. And hopefully enough of that pigment sunk that it actually gives you. Now it does on this end. I don't know if you can see it on your end or not. That I do have the two colors. Oh, wait. This is an eel. This is an eel. And look, he's wrapping around her. Oh, well, yeah, see, I live this, and it's always sitting right in front of me, Leah. Always. I have every single coloring tool that I have swatched in this one book, and I always have the corresponding color sitting right in front of me. So that way I know what colors go together. Otherwise, I also would not remember it. But yeah, okay. So this guy is apparently an eel that's going around her. And I had colored it as if it's a part of the top. So I wonder what color our eel should be. Should our eel be purple? Should we have a purple eel? What color is an eel? They're usually grays, right? Well, I was looking at, I always ask myself, as an artist, I ask myself, where did it come from? Where is it coming from? And where is it going? And I'm looking at this going, well, it looks like an eel, but there's nothing coming out here. I don't see it. And that's when it occurred to me that that was the eel, because of course this and this look the same. So, you want to be a purple eel? No. You don't? Okay. In that case, you're going to have to be a Payne's gray eel. Do you think you could stand that? Do you think you could stand being a Payne's gray eel? Here is the Payne's gray. We shall find out. Payne's gray is blue, by the way, so we're not really going to change this. We're not really going to change this up that very much. But it's going to give me a chance to get this a little more marked out as what the eel is. Doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I mean? All right, so now let's go with a lighter blue, which is the iris. Technically, this wouldn't have any light, but we'll give it a little light anyway. It doesn't have to not be blue, you know, just because now I finally identified it, but we can make it also, maybe we'll make it Payne's gray and maybe there we go. How about Payne's gray and mallard green? Why not? Why not? That would be a pretty creature. No reason why you have to be ugly. Just because you're an old eel. Talking to my eel. Don't be ugly, Mr. Eel. Don't be ugly. You can be beautiful. We'll make you beautiful. Okay. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if it's beautiful or not. It's subtle, that's for sure. I'm sure by now I've got about half of you convinced I'm pretty much bat crazy. Okay. Not to worry, because it won't be that dark once it dries. Let me move the swatch book around. Whoops. It will not be that dark once it dries. Trying to keep it so that you can see what's going on, but so that I can actually reach it. All right, so. Don't want to lose the lightness in the light blue, but I don't want to sacrifice it. Okay, so for right now, that will do. He's kind of a part of her, but not, you know, he'll as I work that around a little bit, you know, we'll figure out, and maybe what we'll do is after I do a background and I decide that I want to blah, and I decide that I want to demarcate it, I will outline it with glitter gel pen. Sorry. Trying hard not to cough. Adding the rest of that coffee in. Okay, now, what color hair should she have? I think she should be a redhead. But she's an angel, so she's probably a blonde. Or maybe not. She's intuition. Oh, Donna, that's a good one. Wait, love to try some eel. What? Eel? The only good eel I met was on a plate. No, blonde would go too well with her wings being it red. Well, she is intuition. I mean, so it could be red. So we'll try some baked earth. Yeah. Go with some baked earth and some saddle brown. Whoop. And the mustard. Gotta go with the mustard. Say what, Christine? Mustard? Yep. Sorry. Okay, yes. We are going with the mustard. We are going to go right up here on the top of her head where the light is hitting it. with mustard, and maybe here on some of the tips of the tops, the tips of the tops of the twirls. No, the tips of the tops of the curls. Okay. Then we're going to try some Saddle Brown, sort of down here on the underside. Coming away from a face. And we will add a little more kind of streakage in here. Little gold highlights where the light is hitting. Now that I can see them. Okay. Now, wait, Christine, wait. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Adding some brown in where these are sort of overlapping. And on the back sides here, I don't want to add too much red. Now I've got the baked earth, okay? So, whoops. Now it could be that I've got I think I do, have way too much baked earth areas. So I'm going to keep adding some saddle brown. Sorry. And I'm just mixing up the colors, which you can do with Inktense, and not being too fussy. Just be sure to add some highlights in where there would actually be highlights, and some dark places, to sort of show that you don't have to be perfect about it. You can just sort of go as you feel it. Let's see, that is the second saddle brown. And sort of down here. I do want to add a little bit of the mustard up there. And then a little bit more of the red, which in this case is the baked earth, which is a nice sort of not too carroty red. You don't want it to be carroty. All right, now I can grab the saddle brown and come underneath just a little bit. And then add the baked earth. There. Okay. So, keeping in mind that we're going to be able to adjust this a little bit later. And see how we did. Once again, it's always an experiment. I mean, even if she ends up being sort of closer to strawberry blonde, we can always darken up the red later. As a true auburn redhead, it has always bothered me when people refer to strawberry blondes as redheads. It's like, no. No, those are strawberry blondes. I am not letting them into my redheaded club. That's pretty funny. I wasn't blessed with very much, but I do have great hair, I have to admit. I used to work with a lady, and it was when we had gone to Alaska for a conference, and she and I roomed together in the hotel. And on the airplane home, she said, "By the way, you must know by now that I hate you." And I said, "What?" And she said, "I have never seen anybody who can actually just get up out of bed, run a comb through their hair, and go to the office." And you really can. And I said, "Yeah, I really can." It's naturally curly, and it doesn't require anything other than a brush. All right, so it needs to be a little darker, but it's not bad. It's not bad. And Robin loves reading. I missed saying hi to you last time. Hi, Robin. Um, and I too am sorry to. Oh, Michelle, I'm sorry you weren't feeling well, and I'm glad that you're hopefully feeling better. Okay. So onwards and upwards. I don't know what I want to do with the background. It needs to be like a light aquamarine blue. And so we'll think about that when we get there. But so far, all right, now let's work on this a little bit because now it's dry. All right, so I want to add, now I'll show you about adding a second layer. And I will add links to Inktense, both the 12 and the 72 set, into this video as soon as it is over. Let's see what I want. I want the, yes, I want the green aquamarine and the iris blue. Yep, those are the ones I want. Oh, I also want a little bit of the apple green. Okay. I have way too many pencils out on my desk. That is a danger. All right, so now I'm just going to see, I was not happy with the way that that dark to light transition was. And I want this to be a little bit lighter on the outer edge. But I also want it to be a rich color. So let's see if that, oh, wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. That was what that whole exercise was about. Is the ability to add in that green. And make sure that that transition worked. Oh yeah, see, I like that much better. Okay. And I am not feeling that light in there, so I'm going to use the same sort of technique, but I'm going to this time bring in that peacock blue, or bring back that peacock blue, or actually this is sea blue. Why do I have the sea blue? I don't know. Is that why I don't like it? Because I chose that? No. Oh, actually, let's look at that sea blue. Let's look at that sea blue. No, that is not what I wanted. Go away, sea blue. Oh, that, I know why that's on my desk. That's the one that got knocked on the floor. Peacock blue. Okay. So let's come in a little bit with that peacock blue in here. So this is me fixing mistakes. Just, you know, mistakes are easy. You know, there's no such thing as a mistake because mistakes can easily be fixed. So now I'm going to pull the well, I think I might stick with that. No, I don't want to stick with that. I want that green, there it is, the green aquamarine. So I just want to bring that lightly, because I didn't use that in these other areas. This is the apple green and the mallard green. So this is the teal blue, or the peacock blue, and the green aquamarine. So they're different, but they're close enough to where they won't clash. So we'll just fix the ugly and make it pretty. Ooh, I like that. I realize that it's probably a little bit difficult for you guys to see the color transition between that blue and the green aquamarine, but it's really nice. Okay. Now I'm happier with that. Can you also add a link to this coloring book? Thomas, I can. I bought it, however, at um, uh, I bought it at Book Outlet because, and at Book Outlet it was only $3 and some change. On Amazon it's like 8 something, but yeah, I can add an Amazon link to it. That's for sure. And this is why I like Book Outlet, but I also bought because I didn't have them, um, and because it doesn't matter the shipping costs from Book Outlet is free over 20 or over $35 or $5 flat for anything under that. So I went ahead, since I didn't have them, and ordered Geomorphia and Phantomorphia since they had them and they were only $5 each. So because those were the two I didn't have. Yeah, it's Lydia Hess, and I really do, I love this because I have sacred animals. Now I don't like a lot of her other art, but I like these too. Um, oh wow, and it's $3.57. Okay, so let's go up. Let me back the. Let's see here. Where is my camera? There it is. Let me back the camera out. And we'll let it autofocus. And turn it off. So yeah, I love this. Now, all right, so you guys can see it. There's what? Not even a shadow. A little bit of, it's, but only in the parts that are wet. And I'm really, really pleased with the way that this mermaid is coming out, or in this particular case, this angel of intuition. And sacred symbols. Let me see. Hang on. Let me look and see if I can find. Oh, there it is. Yep. Here's the other one that I have. Sacred animals. And so this one is, I love this. I really love this one. I started that. And I'm trying to remember. I think we started this with the Arteza real brush pens, and we were testing them out, and I really liked the way that they worked. And I love this. I just love, And of course, this is why I like Christina McAllister's art as well, is because she draws in this, this very cool style of drawing. And big, bold, black, easy to follow lines that you can see. And anyway, everybody, I do want to say thank you all so very, very much for coming to join me today, and working, in with Inktense, or whatever medium, that I'm working with. I really enjoy the time that I get to spend with you every week. So hopefully, you got to see my midweek video as well, where I demonstrated how I did this very cool flower, this one, and then of course this is how this is coming out. Now I'm leaving the background white for right now until I can scan it, and then I'll add a background, because that way I have the colored image without a colored background in case I want to use it for other products and stuff like that. Leah, thank you. Thank you so very, very much. That is so kind of you. And I appreciate it. And and once again, I'm always happy to explain. If I do have a gift at all, it is hopefully for, talking you through it in a way that hopefully, because, everybody learns differently. I'm a visual learner who can then talk. I had somebody once pay me the greatest compliment. He said, do you know that you write exactly the way you talk? And I said, well, good. I think, I think that's good. He said, yes, it is very good. He said, it means that I never have to ask you questions because it's always complete and right there. And I said, oh, okay. Well, anyway, so everybody, I will see you back here next Sunday. I will continue on with this, with the Inktense, uh, and maybe I'll do a midweek video on it. Maybe I really will get out of my own way and find a way to use those pan pastels. But hopefully, I'll definitely be using this in Inktense, or finishing this up with Inktense, and I'll probably do a video about it. So until we meet again, and yes, Coriander is here somewhere. And look, I made it through an entire show without having to pause for a major coughing fit. That's progress. Yay. And Leah, thank you very, very much for that super chat. Bye, everybody, until we meet again. Color something pretty. Thank you, moderators.